Welcome back to the show. Earlier this week, we made our own pumpkin spice liqueur based on whiskey, and it's fantastic. So now we have to make pumpkin spice cocktails. That's right. We're going to make 3 cocktails using our pumpkin spice liqueur, and you can use any pumpkin spice liqueurs. This time of year, there's a lot of them. There's pumpkin spice whiskey. I'm sure you can find something locally, or you can use my recipe and make your own. Pumpkins are yummy. So let's jump right in and make 3 pumpkin spice cocktails. So the first one is going to use our liqueur. We're also going to use some bourbon, and we're going to use Amaro Averna. We're basically making a pumpkin spice version of a Black Manhattan. So the Black Manhattan is 2 parts whiskey to 1 part Amaro Averna, basically swapping out the sweet vermouth for Averna. Our pumpkin Manhattan, or Pumpatton, that sounds really stupid. Basically, we're doing the same thing, but we're splitting the whiskey base between our liqueur and a bourbon. So it is going to come out to equal parts of everything. So 1 ounce of our pumpkin spice liqueur. Then we're going to do 1 ounce of bourbon. You could use any whiskey here, use a rye, use a scotch, anything you want, but bourbon's going to add a nice kind of sweet underlying layer, so it's going to be great. After that, 1 ounce of Averna. Any Amaro here would work great. Any dark Amaro. So if you've got, Chinar, use that. If you want to use Zucca, go right ahead. But Averna is pretty classic with the Black Manhattan, so we're sticking to it. And I found it worked really well with the pumpkin liqueur. After that, we need some bitters. So we're going to do 2 dashes of classic Angostura. And because we want to stick to kind of some fall flavors, I figured let's do 2 dashes of ginger bitters. This is a local brand, Dillon's Ginger Bitters. Amazing. All right, after that, let's add some ice to our mixing glass. Come on, get there, get it. Yeah, there we go. So fill it nice and high. The more ice you add, the less dilution you're gonna get, the quicker chill you're gonna get, so don't skimp on the ice. All right, let's give it a good stir. Here we go. I got these new mixing glasses. They're nice heavy bottoms. They don't move around much. Love it. The last one broke. Okay, so good 15-20 seconds of stirring. The ice is kind of settled, so I know that it's properly chilled, properly diluted. I'm serving this in a chilled Nick and Nora. You could serve in a coupe, but I mean, stem glass is traditional for a Manhattan-style drink, so that's what we're doing. Grab your julep strainer, and we're going to do a strain pour into the glass in slow motion, which I'm not sure that was slow motion. That might have just been a slow pour. I forget how I edited. All right, for garnish, you could do a cinnamon stick here, it'd be nice, but I do like lemon with this drink. I find it just kind of, these are very kind of bold, dark, deep flavors, the pumpkin and the Amaro, so I find the lemon peel, just kind of the oils kind of brighten it up a bit, so I do like the lemon with it. Give it a twist, and slide it in the drink. And there it is, our pumpkin Manhattan. It's really good. The Averna, like I said, plays really well with this pumpkin liqueur. The flavors work. It's rich, it's deep. The bourbon is there, and then you get this nice pumpkin with all those spices underlying. It's a beautiful drink. Really enjoyed this one. So let's get to the next one. All right, for our next cocktail, we're using the pumpkin spice liqueur, obviously. We're also using some Drambuie, and we're going to top this one with a pumpkin beer. This is the Jack-o'-lantern Spritz. Now, I know a Spritz is technically made with sparkling wine. We're using beer instead. It's my drink. I can name it whatever the hell I want. So, 1.5 ounces of our pumpkin spice liqueur goes into a mixing glass. All right, we're going to accentuate those flavors, add a little bit of spice, a little bit of sweetness with some Drambuie. Drambuie is, of course, a Scotch liqueur made with honey and spices. 1/2 ounce of Drambuie. Then we're going to do 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. There it is. And just to sweeten it up a tad, we're going to do 1/4 ounce of cinnamon syrup. Any syrup here should work, but of course, cinnamon's going to add a little more of those pumpkin spice flavors. Cinnamon being, of course, one of the dominant pumpkin spices. All right, fill your mixing glass with ice. There we go. Get a flippy move going. Slam her good, and that sounds bad. And give it a good shake for 10-15 seconds. Alrighty. So this being a beer drink, I wanted to serve this in a footed Pilsner glass, but I didn't have one. So we're going to serve in a gigantic brandy snifter. But if you have a Pilsner glass or any beer glass, that would work great. We're doing a straight dump, keeping those ice cubes, and we're going to top off with more ice. Lost some ice there. So a couple more cubes, fill the glass. There is one more, I think. There we go. All right, and this is a local Saint-Ambroise pumpkin ale. So it's a local, well, not so local, it's from Quebec. It's but it's a Canadian brewery. They make seasonal pumpkin ale. It's delicious on its own, and it's really going to work well in this drink. It's going to accentuate those pumpkin flavors, those spice flavors, and that deep, rich ale. It's a great beer, so it's going to work. All right, for garnish, well, first let's get a straw in there. Don't usually sip beer through a straw, but, you know, it's a cocktail, so straw it is. And for garnish, we're going to do a lemon wedge, as well as a cinnamon stick. Alrighty, top off with a little more pumpkin ale, and there it is, the Jack-O-Lantern Spritz. This is a really refreshing drink. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, the beer on its own is great, but we're just bumping up that pumpkin flavor with the liqueur. The honey comes out from the Drambuie. A fantastic drink. For our last one, we're making a pumpkin pie flip. So my goal here was to create a drink, basically a boozy smoothie that would taste like pumpkin pie. So we're doing a flip. A flip, of course, is a cocktail that utilizes a whole egg, so not just the egg white, but the yolk as well. So we're going to do an ounce and a half of our pumpkin spice liqueur. We are then going to follow that up with half an ounce of cognac. I'm using Courvoisier, my favorite cognac. Use any brandy, really. You can even use a bourbon here. We're just kind of bumping up that booze factor a bit, but the cognac works really well. So half ounce. After that, I'm really building this kind of like I build an eggnog, only a pumpkin spice eggnog kind of deal. So we're going to do an ounce of cream after that. Heavy cream. After that, we want a full ounce of syrup, and I'm going to split it between simple and cinnamon. I didn't go full cinnamon because I don't want it to be overpowering. There's already a lot of cinnamon in there. So half ounce of simple syrup, half ounce of cinnamon. If you had some leftover pumpkin spice syrup from the last episode when we made the liqueur, we made a pumpkin spice syrup, use that. All right, one whole egg. I crack it into a bowl just to make sure I can, nothing's wrong with the egg. After that, we're going to use the same technique we use for our eggnog, which is 1 by 1 inch ice cube, and then we shake the crap out of it until the ice completely dissolves. That's going to make sure we get a good amount of dilution and a good chill, and you don't have to strain it after, and you don't have to do a dry shake. You just shake the whole thing until everything's dissolved. I got that technique from the Educated Barfly, and it works really well. So we're serving this kind of a crystal chalice. Any stemmed glass here that'll fit the contents will work great. So straight pour, because all the ice is melted. We don't have to strain, and it is super creamy. That technique works great. Super creamy. It's gonna separate a nice layer of foam on top. We're gonna help it out because we're gonna top off with a little bit of whipped cream, because you can't have pumpkin pie without whipped cream, right? And then on top, we're gonna grate a little bit of nutmeg. You could do cinnamon here, but I just did nutmeg. Oh my God, that looks good. Finish it off with a nice straw. I didn't have any orange straws, so it's a yellow straw. And there it is, the pumpkin pie flip. This thing is amazing. It really does taste like a liquefied pumpkin pie with some booze added. It's creamy, it's sweet, it's got all the flavors you want, pumpkin and spices, and wow. And there it is, guys, our 3 pumpkin spice cocktails. We've got the Pumpkin Manhattan, we've got the Jack-O-Lantern Spritz, and the Pumpkin Pie Flip. My favorite is the Flip. It's awesome. What's your favorite pumpkin spice cocktail? Anyways, I hope you give these a try. If you have any other cocktails, comment below, let me know. We'll see you next time. Cheers.